Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing the Module 3 practice test. The front side of the practice test is all of your computation questions, so all of our operations with decimals and fractions. And then the back side is going to be our word problems. Number 1 says 28 over 5 divided by 42. I'm going to change that to a 42 over 1, and I'm going to do my keep change flip. 28 over 5 times 1 over 42. Now in this one, 28 and 42 have a 14 in common, so this becomes a 3, this becomes a 2, and I get 2 over 15. Number 2 is a multiplication question, so I'm going to skip straight to cross canceling. So 8 and 10 have a 2 in common, so 5 and 4. 6 and 15 have a 3 in common, so 2 and 5. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 5 is 25. Number 3 is multiplication, but I have to change from a mixed number to an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 2. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5 over 3. There is no cross canceling, so I'm going to multiply. 7 times 5 is 35. 2 times 3 is 6. Number 4 is a whole number divided by a mixed number, so I'm going to change this to 4 over 1, and I'm going to change 2 1/4 to a improper fraction. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so I'm going to have 4 over 1 divided by 9 over 4. Now I'm going to do my keep change flip. So 4 over 1 times 4 over 9. No cross canceling. So 4 times 4 is 16, 1 times 9 is 9. Number 5, a whole number times a fraction, 5 over 1. 5 and 10 have a 5 in common. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Number 6, I have to go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, so 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 9, divided by 7 over 9. That's not right. 7 over 3 divided by 7 over 9. Notice that I'm rewriting it before I do my keep change flip. So now I'm going to do my keep change flip. 7 over 3 times 9 over 7. The 7's cancel. The 3 and the 9 cancel. So I'm left with 3 over 1, or 3. Number 7 is a mixed number divided by a mixed number. So again, I'm going to change to improper fractions. So 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7 is 15 over 8, divided by 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 4. So now I'm going to keep change flip. So 15 over 8 times 4 over 5. When I do my cross canceling, 5 and 15 have a 5 in common. 4 and 8 have a 4 in common. So 3 over 2. Number 8 starts our decimals. So I'm going to do 23 minus 17.238. So 23.000 minus 17.238. I'm going to be doing some borrowing. So I borrow from the 3, then I borrow from the 10, then I borrow from the 10 again, and make the end a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 2 is 7. And then I borrow from the 2, so 12 minus 7 is 5.762. Number 9 is very similar, so 67.000 minus 12.349. So I'm going to borrow from the 7, borrow from the 10, borrow from the 10 to make this a 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 4 is 5, 9 minus 3 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, and 6 minus 1 is 5. For addition, I'm just going to make sure that I line up the decimals. So 824 plus, and then 18 should go underneath the 34, and then 0.92. And then I can add a 0 in there if I want them to match. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 8 plus 9 is 17. Carry the 1. 8 plus 4 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 1 more is 5. So 53.744. And then 45.237 plus 23.000. Again, lining up the decimals. So 7, 3, 2 stays the same. 5 plus 3 is 8, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So for adding and subtracting, you have to line up the decimals before you can add or subtract. For number 12, I'm looking at multiplying decimals. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count the decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one has 1. So I've got 5 decimal places all together. Now I'm going to multiply 27 times 34 and then put the decimal back in at the end. So 4 times 7 is 28, carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. Put a 0. 3 times 7 is 21, carry the 2 again. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So 8, 1, 9. And then I'm going to start with my decimal at the end of the number. And I'm going to put this 5 decimal places back in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's my decimal. And I'm going to fill in with 2 zeros. So 0, 0, 9, 1, 8. So 4.53 has 2 decimal places. 0.0032 has 4, so that's 6 altogether. And then I can do 453 times 32. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So 6, 9, 14, carry the 1, 4, and then 1. And then in this one, I've got 6 decimal places. So I'm going to start at the end and put in 6 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 1 0 to put in. So my final answer is going to be 0.014496. When we divide decimals, we want the second number to be a whole number. So I'm going to move this decimal twice, 1, 2. That means I move this one twice, 1, 2, and I get 117.36 divided by 18. So I'm going to use a multiplication chart really quick and write down some factors. So it's going to be 18, 36, 54, 72, 90, 108, 126, 144, 162. I think that's all the way to 9. Yes, so 162 is 9. And this is going to help me do my long division. So if you remember from your quizzes, we had little multiplication charts there for you to help you. So I'm going to do 18 into 117.36. Remember, if there's a decimal already there, it should be up on your answer line. So 18 goes into 117 6 times. So 108. I subtract. 17 minus 8 is 9. I bring down the 3. It goes into 93 5 times. And notice that it's on the other side of the decimal. So I bring down the 3, bring down the 6, and 18 times 2 is 36. happy 0. So 6.52. Okay, same thing on number 15. I'm going to move it twice here. So I'm going to move it twice here. It becomes 240.5 divided by 13. So 13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 78, 91, 104, 117. That's my multiplication chart to 9. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 13 into 240.5. 13 goes into 24 once. So I'm left with 11. Bring down the 0. It goes into 110 8 times. So 104. And I'm left with 6. I bring down the 5, and it goes in 0.5 times. And that gets me my happy 0. Number 16 is just all of your cross canceling. So I'm going to cancel out things that are the same first. The 3s are the same, so those become 1s. So now I'm going to do the rest of my canceling because those are the only ones that are the same. So 14 and 7 have a 7 in common. 12 and 6 have a 6 in common. 5 and 10 have a 5 in common. 2 and 4 have a 2 in common. And then if I look at these numbers that I've got left over, there are still some common things on top and bottom. So I'm going to cancel out this 2 with this 2, this 2 with this 2, and I'm left with a bunch of 1s everywhere. And my answer is 1. So that one's just a bunch of cross canceling. It's all multiplication, no keep, change, flip, just a bunch of cross canceling. On to the back side, we are going to be looking at some word problems. So number 17 says Joe has 8 cups of soup in a pot. If he pours 1/4 cup of soup into each bowl, how many bowls will be used? So I'm taking 8 cups of soup and I'm dividing them into 1/4 cup servings. So it's going to be 8 over 1 times 4 over 1 after keep, change, flip. So I get 32 over 1. That's going to be 32 bowls. Number 18 is an area question, so I'm going to be multiplying 2 1/4 times 3 1/3. I'm going to change each mixed number to an improper fraction. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4 times 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10 over 3. I can do some cross canceling on this one. So I'm going to do my cross canceling. 3 and 9 have a 3 in common. 4 and 10 have a 2 in common. So I get 15 over 2. So we can write 15 over 2 yards squared. Or if you like to change it into a mixed number, it's going to be 7 1/2. I will accept both answers. Number 19 is our of question. So here's our of right here. Of means to multiply. So I'm going to do 2/3 times the pizza. So 2/3 times 12 over 1. 3 and 12 have a 3 in common. And then 2 times 4 is 8 over 1, which is going to be 8 slices. Number 20 says the bird flew for 2 3/4 hours and flew 8.5 miles. How many miles per hour? Remember that miles per hour means miles divided by hours. So we have to make sure that our numbers are in the correct order. So 8.5 miles divided by 2 3/4 hours. I had to change both mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17 over 2. Divided by 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11 over 4. Okay, remember to do your converting first, then keep change flip. So it's going to be 17 over 2 times 4 over 11. 2 and 4 have a 2 in common. So I get 34 over 11. So this is going to be 34 over 11 miles per hour. If you want the mixed number, it's going to be 3 1/11. Again, I will accept either, but the improper fraction is fine. Number 21 says Brandon is going to paint some of his house this weekend. He plans on using 2.5 gallons on each room. If he only has 8 1/3 gallons of paint, how many rooms will he be able to? So I'm taking the full amount that I have, the 8 1/3, and I'm going to divide it into the 2.5 gallon rooms. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25 over 3 divided by 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 over 2. So now I keep change flip. So 25 over 3 times 2 over 5. So 1 and 5. So 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3. So it can be 10 over 3 rooms, or you can do 3 into 10, which is 3 times. And you could do 3 1/3 rooms. Okay, this is the end of the Module 3 practice test. Please let me know if you have any questions outside of what has been answered here. Good luck.